Alright guys, so I just got done playing the Resident Evil 4 remake recently. It took me 20 hours to finish it. Yeah, pretty lengthy Resident Evil game. But anyways, I want to give you guys my opinion, my impression, my review of the game. So let's get started, right? So I'm going to start out with the most important aspect. I think the gameplay. I think the gameplay is vastly improved. It's a lot more smoother, more slick, more modern. For example, in the original, you guys know this, you can't move while shooting. I was late to the original Resident Evil party. I played that game back in 2012 when it came out in 2005, right? So when I played it, the original, the first time, I was like, why can't I move and shoot? I just don't understand. After playing games such as Gears of War, right? So I was like, what's with this? I don't know. So I had to adapt to that. But now playing the remake, it just feels smoother. You can move, you can shoot. It's much easier to switch weapons out. It's much easier to, sort out your inventory. You can send stuff to storage right away on the fly without visiting the typewriter. So it makes a lot more sense. It's easier to deal with the shopkeeper, sell items, tune up your weapons. A lot of great stuff right here. I like the gameplay. It's easier to parry with your knife. The only thing I don't like is that I don't believe your knife broke in the original. Here your knife breaks, and I find it to be annoying that you got to keep on repairing and wasting money on it. But then a thing I liked is that you get body armor. I don't think you had that in the original. Here you have body armor, which gives you a fighting chance. And the thing I really liked is the hardcore modes. I went with hardcore because I played the original, and I loved hardcore. It's the perfect balance, perfect challenge. It's balanced, not overly hard, but it's not easy. It's gonna keep you on your 2 feet. It's gonna make you sweaty. That's what I want from games in terms of a challenge. I like that. It was balanced. You're gonna have to be thinking on your 2 feet, which is what I enjoyed. So I like the gameplay a lot compared to the original. But where I think it takes a hit is in the graphics and the art direction and the sound effects, right? So let's get to the graphics. The graphics are great, right? 60 frames per second. All character models, they look great. The textures look great. It runs great. It runs great, right? So the graphics are great, but the thing is, you got to look at not just the graphics. You got to look at the art style, and the art style just doesn't compare to the original. The original, I don't know, man. The way the things looked in the original had this atmosphere in it that they captured with the original that they can't capture with this one. It's because it feels like, hey, let's use Resident Evil 7 and 8. Let's use the assets from Resident Evil 7 and 8 and remake Resident Evil 4 using that. So it feels like you're playing Resident Evil 4 using the Resident Evil 7 and 8 art style. For me, I don't know if that works or not, but this is what this game does. It uses the Resident Evil 7 and 8 art style to remake Resident Evil 4. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was the best decision. But anyways, let's move on to the music and the sound effects. The music from the original game is missing from this game, except in some areas. And so, like, for example, the typewriter music from the original is here, but it's remixed. It's a little bit slower. I like the original better. But the save room music is completely gone. Like, what did they do with that? That was one of the best tunes in that game. I don't know why they got rid of it. It was so atmospheric. It added so much. And a lot of ambient sounds are missing too, or they've been toned down. Which takes away from the feel of the game, man. Is it a major? Is something major? No, but it adds to the game, right? Why would you take it away? I don't know. Capcom, that was a missed opportunity for Capcom. And I found out you can get the original sound effects back if you buy the DLC. I think that's kind of stupid. You remember in the original, if you picked up a ruby, or if you picked up a diamond, or if you picked up a key item, you'd get this crazy sound effect. You don't get that anymore. What you do get is the Resident Evil 7 and 8 sound effects, which is like, come on, man. Am I playing Resident Evil 7 or 8, or am I playing Resident Evil 4? Come on, Capcom, choose one or the other. You can't have both. So anyways, I found that to be disappointing, but I like the character renditions of Ashley and Louis more in the remake as opposed to the original. I like them better in this game. But I hated what they did to Ramon Salazar, man. Ramon was way better in the original game. He was more like a menacing villain. That's what I enjoyed about the original. And also how you speak to Hunnigan on the radio. There's more interaction between Leon and her. You don't really get that in this game. You just see a brief holo. That's it. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of lame. So they made some questionable decisions with the remake. But overall, I think it's a great game. You definitely should play it. If you haven't played Resident Evil 4 in a long time, definitely pick up this game and play it, because they've changed up a lot of stuff, a lot of the puzzles, and all the level designs. They've been changed enough for it to feel fresh again. A lot of the sections have been expanded upon. They've been redone. I didn't even remember them. I was like, wow, this definitely wasn't the original. So you'll get that. So overall, I definitely would give it an 8 out of 10. Definitely play it on hardcore mode. So it's an 8 out of 10 from me. Finally a good game, right? But definitely some questionable decisions, right? I don't know why they did that, but definitely it's definitely worth your time and it's worth playing. So that's my review, guys.